It's not.
No.
Welcome to Randy Johnson Field on the campus of Caravel Academy for this 302 Sports Live broadcast. If you're just tuning in, we recently concluded the official naming and dedication ceremony for the former head coach of the Caravel Softball program, the late Randy Johnson, who passed back in December. Randy coached here for 18 seasons, 3 JV, and was the varsity coach here for 15 seasons, taking his team to 12 of the state tournament finals in those 15 seasons, winning 7 state championships. He created quite a program, and his legacy will live on forever now on this field, his field. Tonight, we feature a matchup between the undefeated visiting Concord Raiders, coached by Kelly Wasland, and the number 1 ranked Caravel Buccaneers with Tony Peterson at the helm. The Raiders are 7-0, winning 2 close games over Appoquinimink and DMA, while run ruling 3 of the other 4 opponents they have faced. They've outscored their opponents 93-17, and tonight they will be tested in ways they have not yet been this season. We're going to step aside for the playing of the national anthem. The Buccaneers come into tonight 8-1, losing only to out-of-state opponent Mardella by 2-0. They just defeated Sussex Central 3-1 on Saturday, who up to that point had also been undefeated. They will look to be the spoiler again tonight. They've outscored their opponents 56-10. Temps in the upper 40s, some 40 degrees cooler than we saw last week. Winds are expected to be light throughout the game. Good evening, I'm Shannon Timmons. Craig Leskowski will be with us tonight, and this is a Mike Lang production. We have Nick Halliday on camera. Let me bring in my broadcast partner, Craig Leskowski. The Raiders have qualified for the tournament the last 2 seasons, losing to Redline and Polytech. Coach Wasland is in her 11th year as head coach, but this is the first time that she has a team off to a 7-0 start. Let's go over the Raiders' strengths and talk about some of their players to watch as we get ready to get started.
The key for Concord will be playing clean defense tonight and continuing to be consistent offensively. They will need to stay disciplined and compete on every pitch. Players to watch: junior Morgan Cook, 3-hole hitter who has been extremely productive at the plate, a key offensive contributor all season and strong defensively at third base. Earned second team All-State last season as a sophomore at third base. And senior Samantha Hook. She has been strong in the circle this season with a 4-0 record, including complete game wins against Appo and DMA. Both were one-run games. Number 18, sophomore Ciara, pronounced Kira, as I've just learned after the name. She will hit cleanup and is another strong, consistent bat in the lineup. This is her first season starting at shortstop. Number 4, senior Kira Pyle, catcher who is consistent behind the plate, clutch hits in key games. And then senior Sarah Dawson, the center fielder, and senior Kayla St. John, both seniors who are very strong in the outfield and have been starters in those positions for the past 3 seasons.
We're going to go ahead and get to Caravel and some of their players to watch a little bit later on. We're going to go ahead and set the Caravel defense for you at this time. So starting in the circle will be number 15, Kaylee Aerosmith. Behind the dish will be 44, Kenzie Hunter. Abby Russell, number 13, will start at first. Number 1, Paisley Massey at second. Number 2, Leah Richardson at short. 7, Katie Penand at third. We'll have 22, Belle Mendez out in left. And I think that's going to be number 20, Cheyenne Baker in center. And number 10, Olivia Harris here in right.
Yeah, numbers are going to be hard to come by
this
evening, as there are none.
They are wearing their Randy Johnson shirts tonight over their preferred uniform jerseys with numbers. So we are going to do the best we can for you with that. Leading off for Concord, number 7, Lily Myers.
Little off-speed pitch there. Second pitch of the game as we get underway at this beautiful new field here at Caravel. Well, not new field, but newly dedicated Randy Johnson Field.
Aerosmith making quick work of this. She's at a 2-2 count already on Myers. Myers in the leadoff spot. Also playing first base for Concord. And she goes down swinging for out number 1.
Aerosmith starting the game strong with a strikeout on 4 pitches, making quick work of the first hitter.
Kaylee Aerosmith comes in tonight just as a sophomore with 282 career strikeouts. That was 283, approaching the 300 mark just as a sophomore. That'll bring Lily Acarola to the plate. I'm hopefully saying that correctly. She's the DP tonight, number 23, as she sees ball number 1.
Don't worry, Mike Lang and I are the kings of screwing up last names.
Ball low for ball number 2. We try to get the pronunciations before we go on air. We really don't like to mispronounce names.
But if we do, send the email my way. My last name is Laskowski. It gets butchered all the time.
Foul ball back behind the visitors' dugout. We'll have a strike and 2 balls here to Acarola. As Aerosmith just uncorks that pitch.
Yeah, a little high. I'm trying to figure out what's being built here along the right field line.
They are working on, they just put in new batting cages here. As you can see, new concrete's been poured. They just laid the turf the other day. They're working on a new bullpen area for pitchers. They're just doing some upgrades here. As that pitch is in for a called strike. So Aerosmith works to a full count here.
Oh, you were way too official with it. I'm talking about these lovely people
okay.
here.
I was talking about the facilities. They are upgrading all the facilities here at Caravel.
The facilities are fantastic and beautiful, and you're right, they are upgrading them. However, there is a couple along the right field line that seems to have some sort of plastic something or other. Is that like a wind tent? Oh, my gosh. That is, that's a new one.
As the wind is in Delaware on these spring games, that might not be a bad thing. As Aerosmith ready to go here with a payoff pitch to a full count. And gets her looking for strike 3. So 2 strikeouts to start off the game. Pretty efficient here for Aerosmith. She will face Morgan Cook next, number 24, the third baseman for Concord. Fouls that pitch back.
Still alive.
Working on pitch number 11 of the at-bat. Great fight up there by Richardson. And we're going to work to a full count here. Richardson trying to put something in
For Concord as the dream start continues for Caravel. Hot shot through the shortstop, scores 2, and it's 2-0 with nobody out. Nobody out still, just like that in the bottom of the first inning.
Katie Panan, number 7, the third baseman, is now going to step to the plate. And that's ball 1 for her as well. Hook delivers, ball low. Good. Hook delivers, ball low. Good job there by the catcher Pyle, keeping it in front of her. Keeps Russell at second base. And that's a long shot out to left field, and it is going to go foul.
This angle, Shannon, you can't really tell sometimes. That looked like it might have had a chance to leave the yard.
Yeah, and every once in a while, this field tends to be here anyway. Those balls will just look like they're going to stay fair, and they just tail out of play. So new life here for Hook as she delivers. It's going to skip away from the catcher, and Russell is going to go ahead and advance to third.
And this is just station to station right now for Caravel. It's Concord, specifically Samantha Hook, trying to get their first out in this ball game.
And Panan draws a walk.
And 2 on, nobody out. Still nobody out here in the bottom of this frame.
This should be the DP, Ava Daniels.
And second base just taken easily. Just kind of waltzed in there without a throw. Barely a look.
Catcher indifference there as Panan heads to second. Daniels has the potential to hit for power as she sends that down the left field line and foul.
You can tell these hitters are ahead of Hook as they're pulling everything. So they're a little ahead of her. They definitely have her timing down. And if they straighten some of these out, we're going to have a lot of trouble for Concord.
That's in for a low strike. So Daniels, 1 and 2 right now. Really, other than Richardson going 0-2 right away, is the most effective she's been. As she checks that swing. And they're going to call her out for third strike on the check swing. Said she went.
Yeah, even from right field here, it did look like she broke her wrists there across the plate.
So we have out number 1. And that is going to bring the pitcher, Kaylee Aerosmith, to the plate. Pitcher against pitcher is always a fun matchup.
Yeah, you don't get to see that on a lot of levels, the pitcher versus pitcher matchup. Certainly not in the major leagues anymore, but it is fun to see in softball and high school baseball.
Once you get to college softball, many of the pitchers don't hit. There are a few, and that's going to be a pass ball skipping away from the catcher. Russell's going to come in and score. And Panan is going to advance to third.
Just like that, 3-0 here to start the game for the dedication of the Randy Johnson Field here at Caravel Academy.
Yeah, certainly not the start Concord obviously wanted to come in and make, but it's a long night ahead of us yet. This is not anything that's out of reach. So lots of things, crazy things can happen in this game.
I got a buddy that no matter what happens and no matter what sporting event, he says crazier things have happened.
That is true.
Yeah.
As Aerosmith draws the walk on 4 pitches. And I would imagine we're going to see a courtesy runner for her. Most pitchers get on, they do not run. And unfortunately, getting a number is going to be tough. let you know who that runner is. 24, Mila McDonough is going to be the courtesy runner. Thank you to the PA announcer for letting us know that. So Olivia Harris steps in the box to face Samantha Hook after a little chat with the catcher. Sometimes catcher just has to go out and settle the pitcher down. And again, they're going to go ahead and send a runner. And that's just catcher indifference, not necessarily a stolen base there. They're not going to make the throw, not chancing that that runner will go home and score. She fouls that pitch back. Got a 1-1 count now on Olivia Harris. Harris, just a freshman. One of those young ones we were talking about earlier in the Caravel lineup. Pops that up coming out here towards right. That's also going to be foul.
Headed towards a little wind tent over there that that family has set up.
You are very impressed by the wind tent.
It is like I am fascinated very easily. What's the parents always say? Easily amused. That's me when it comes to stuff like that.
And that is a foul ball down third base line from Harris. Sometimes in the wind and the cold in the spring, we wish we had those little tents. I'm just giving you a hard time.
We should get a big one over here
We
and
should.
just cover us during
Put a little
some
buddy
of those.
heater inside, keep us warm as that pitch is low in the zone for another ball. So it's going to even up the count at 2-2 here on Olivia Harris.
Put a little space heater in, just blow out all the
Right.
fuses over here.
Right. You got Panand on third. You've got McDonough, the courtesy runner for Aerosmith, on second. As we go to a full count here on Olivia Harris.
Concord just desperately trying to get out of this inning.
Yeah, still just have one out here. And that's going to be a walk to Harris to load the bases. Just with one out. It is already 3-0.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we're not getting a visit to the mound or at least a stoppage here to see if they can get Samantha Hook to calm down a little bit and lock back in.
I agree. And we've got the catcher, Kenzie Hunter, at the plate right now as she takes that ball high for ball number 1. And now we see Coach coming out to have a conference with her pitcher. There's no one warming up anywhere, so.
Oh, quick conference.
Oh.
Quick chat.
And I think we're going to see a pitching change here, but without someone necessarily being warmed up. There was nobody in the bullpen.
Yeah.
But it looks as though we're going to have a pitching change.
That was a quick hook, no pun intended. But, yeah, she came out. She didn't say much, and just Samantha Hook just jogged off the field. So I guess that's it for her tonight. To your point, nobody warming up in the bullpen. So we'll keep you updated on who comes in.
Looks like number 7, Lily Myers. So she was over there to switch out her first baseman's mitt to get a regular glove to go ahead and go onto into the circle and go on to pitch. We'll try and get the defensive change as to who is going to come out and replace her. So we've got Myers in the circle now. We've got Lily Acarola out to right field. And it looks like we have Allison Durrell to first base now for the Concord defense.
Yeah, triple switch there for the Concord defense. Trying to keep us on our toes in the first inning. It was a double Lily switch as Accarola and Myers both switching positions. A.D. Craig Bailey joining us here in right field.
All right, Myers set to take her first pitch, and that is a strike to Kenzie Hunter.
Great start there by Myers. Heck of a pitch, actually, throwing some gas.
Ball in low. Three-one count here to Hunter. Bases are loaded, Craig. So she's got nowhere to put her. And she's going to walk a run in. So Penand is going to score as Hunter gets walked.
Well, she had nowhere to put her, and she put her in the dugout.
Yes, she did.
Or at least she put the third base runner in the dugout.
She put her on and scored a run.
So 4-0 now. Still only one out. Samantha Hook only lasting a third of an inning before Myers came in relief and walks the first batter, scoring a run.
And this is number 20, Cheyenne Baker, the center fielder. One of the only lefties in the Caravel lineup. And that must have hit her because I thought on a pass ball at first, but that must have hit her because they sent her down to first base.
I guess.
So hit by a pitch, and that is going to score McDonough, who was a courtesy runner for Aerosmith. And that is going to roll the top of the order. So they have batted around to the plate Paisley Massey. And she takes strike one from Myers. Grounds that foul off towards her own dugout. She is quickly 0-2. Bases loaded, still just one out here. Bottom of the first. And Massley gets called, watching strike three. 2 down now.
Second out, finally.
Brings number 2, Leah Richardson, to the plate. Shortstop for the Bucks as she sends one out to the outfield. Is going to drop for a base hit. And that skips past the catcher. Runner from third thought about trying to score, but did retreat. So Harris scores.
First pitch swinging, drives it to center field. Scores 2, makes it 7-0. As Randy Johnson would be proud of this result here in the first inning as they are playing hard. You can tell sometimes teams are more fired up on nights like this when you have a lot of emotion in the house and something special to play for.
Yeah, and, you know, there is also a difference between playing emotional and playing with passion. And, you know, there's a little bit of passion and a little bit of fire for this Caravel team tonight, playing for their former coach. Abby Russell sends one sky high here in right field, and that is going to drop in as Russell is hustling down to third base.
Well, that ball just kind of sky high. Looked like it was going to go foul, just hung fair, hit on the chalk line. That was a tough play for the new right fielder, Lily Accarola. But you know what they say, the ball always finds you.
Absolutely right. First pitch fouled off by Penand. Finally have 2 outs here. Still bottom of the first. It's 9-0 now.
We spoke about Caravel run ruling a couple teams this year. Concord is in danger of that happening to them.
Yeah, they're going to have their work cut out for them offensively, especially as well as Aerosmith threw in the top of the first. However, she's been sitting a long time now at this point.
I was just thinking the same thing. She's really getting, you got to worry about her getting cold sitting for this long. I mean, they've almost batted 12 batters, 12, 13 batters this inning. It's
correct.
That's a long time to wait in that dugout.
As she lines one out to left center field over the head of the outfielder, rolls all the way to the fence, and she is trucking for third, and she's going to slide in safely.
And right
Katie
now,
Penand with a triple.
All Caravel. Penand with a triple bomb to center field to make it double digits in the first inning for Caravel, and just a dominating performance right now by this team.
RBI triple there, scored Abby Russell. Brings Ava Daniels to the plate. She was a strikeout victim in her first at-bat. See if she adjusts to the new pitcher, Lily Myers, in the circle for the Concord Raiders. 2 outs here. And he calls that a strike coming in. A little low in the zone there, maybe, but everybody's got to adjust to the umpire's zone any given night. She fouls that one off towards the dugout.
Concord a strike away from finally escaping this nightmare of a frame for them. See if they can get out of it.
Yeah, certainly not the start Kelly Wasslin wanted for this undefeated team she brought here tonight. As Daniels sends one to shortstop, and she is going to be safe. Took shortstop just a second to gather that. That's number 18, Kira Mullenix. Just took her a second. We saw like she didn't get a good grip on the ball right away. Took her a second to throw over there. Daniels beats the throw.
Yeah, just a slight bobble. Looked like just a slight bobble coming out of her glove, and Mullenix couldn't get it over there. But hustle by Daniels to get down the line there. And now she'll have a courtesy runner for her. We'll get you a number as soon as possible. Look like Isabella Mendez is the courtesy runner, number 22, coming in on first base. And now she goes back to first base as that's a foul ball.
Aerosmith fouled that down the third base line.
Well, at least Aerosmith's getting a couple at bats to keep her warm.
Runner takes off for second, and she is thrown out. Nice throw by Pyle to end the inning.
A great throw to end a nightmare inning. And with that, it is 11-0, and we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. 302 Sports.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com. Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
back here for the top of the second inning. It is 11-0. The Caravel Buccaneers on top. It was a long first inning. We'll have to see how Aerosmith starts off here. She's going to face Kira Mullenix, Kat Watson, and Kira Pyle for the Raiders. Pitch is outside for a ball, so she's got a 1-1 count on Mullenix.
11-0 here in the second inning. I just got a text from somebody that says 11-0. What is this, the Phillies?
I mean, it could be. Foul ball, so quick work there, 1-2 for Aerosmith. Raiders have a little bit of a hole here that they have put themselves in at 11-0. As we said earlier, though, I've seen stranger things happen in this game. 2-2 now. Kaylee set to pitch. And that pitch gets fouled off. Tonight's one of those nights just a little chilly for the pitchers. You see her sticking her hand in her back pocket. She's got to have one of those little hot hands in there, keeping her fingers warm.
Oh, yeah.
Kaylee's not a fan of the chillier weather, so I do know that. Interviewed her enough over the years as she gets Mullenix to go down swinging. I know she's not a huge fan of the chillier weather, so.
Who is? Who is?
Well,
no, I'm kidding. There are plenty of people, yeah.
You find people that like that kind of weather.
That just lock in and they're like, this is my type of rugged weather. Yeah, I'm not that person.
As Aerosmith gets Kat Watson, that's a big swing through that pitch there for strike number 1.
I say that, and yet I spent most of my youth snowboarding. It's just when you get older, the cold.
It all has its own season. I'm okay with it when it's supposed to be cold, but it's not supposed to be cold during softball season.
That's a great point. You're right. It's the expectation of this is the spring. Why am I cold?
Yes. Aerosmith misses with pitch number 2. We got a 1-1 count here to Kat Watson, second baseman from Concord. It's hard. They're both maroon and white tonight.
Yeah, a lot of maroon.
She takes a nice big cut through that pitch. 1-2 here on Watson.
But a wonderful tribute by Caravel with the jerseys, with the pictures. I think that's very, very nice.
Nice pick there by Katie Penand at third on the backhand.
Wow.
Throw over to first to get Mullenix.
That was a hot shot to the third base line, and she just backhanded that, threw it over there like it was nothing. That is not an easy play. And right now, that could be a top play nominee for our game here.
Yeah, Katie Penand does a nice job over there at third base. Had big shoes to fill when Haley Grigo left here and went on to Wilmington University. We saw her this evening during the dedication ceremony. Hot corner was Haley's for a couple of years, and Katie's done a nice job stepping in over there as we've got a ball to Kira Pyle, the catcher, who just made that great throwdown to get the runner out at second to end that last inning. She takes a big cut through that pitch there. 1 strike and 1 ball on Pyle. Kaylee gets her to swing again.
Way behind that pitch.
And the movement Aerosmith has, she spins the ball pretty well, so her ball moves. It's a little tough to catch up to sometimes. It's deceiving.
Yeah, I watched a game of hers where I was behind the plate in the stands, and you really see that movement on the ball. It's very impressive.
2-2 count here as she delivers, and she gets Kira Pyle swinging for out number 3.
And what a difference when you watch Caravel pitching as opposed to Concord right now. Concord gave up 11 runs in a long half of the frame, while Caravel just making quick work of those Concord batters.
Yeah, and, you know, she's got Kenzie Hunter behind the plate this year after the graduation of Zeta Rock, and Kenzie's doing a great job calling pitches back there behind the plate. The two of them are working really well together. They had to, get used to each other and had a couple struggles early on. But they have really started to communicate and really sort of jive together as a battery. So congratulations to the two of them. They are making efficient, quick work of the Concord order so far this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for joining us here, 302 Sports, on this lovely Monday night. Little chilly, wind blowing in from center field. But thank you for joining us, and thank you to all of our viewers, especially who keep us posted, sometimes on our technical problems. Thank you to Stephanie Bray for pointing out that there was a technical issue that we had not noticed. So thank you to Stephanie for that. And yeah, we're out here in the boonies in right field, so internet can be tough to come by. It drops sometimes. But thank you everybody for keeping an eye out for us here at 302 Sports. It's a team effort here.
So we didn't have time to get to some of Caravel's players to watch. Sophomore Katie Panan was one of the ones I had on my list tonight as holding down the hot corner and offers more to the offensive lineup there with some of her power hitting. So interestingly enough that she just had that nice play there at the hot corner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like you know what you're talking about.
Almost.
Oh, my gosh.
Once in a while, thanks.
Yeah. No, you are our seasoned softball pro here.
All right, we're going to lead off the inning here with the pitcher, Kaylee Arrowsmith, as she returns to the plate because the third out was made on the runner trying to steal second. So she's going to return to the plate here as she takes ball number 1 from Lily Myers, who's moved into the circle from first base tonight. Ball high for ball number 2. As I looked through the Concord stats, Samantha Hook has done quite a bit of their pitching. I was surprised to see her struggle tonight the way she did early on. Myers has thrown a little bit, but I think Hook has done a great job for them so far. They came in undefeated tonight and had 1-run games over Apo and DMA. So those had both been close games and good competition.
Yeah, sometimes you just run into the wrong team on the wrong night. It's a special night here, and Caravel's fired up. And I'll continue that thought after this pitch.
As Arrowsmith sends that to left field, it's going to drop in for a single.
Long single to center field. There was a time Joe Frazier fought in Philadelphia, and he said, anything can happen on any night. He said, but on this night, you're not beating me. And that kind of seems like what's happening with Caravel right now. It's just they seem like they cannot be beaten tonight when they're this fired up.
I agree. And that speaks volumes to the legacy that Randy Johnson leaves behind here at Caravel. And, credit to the coaching staff that is still here and working with this program and has learned the Randy Johnson way, if you will, of coaching softball. And they continue to carry on that Caravel way. So that ball's going to get fouled off. So number 9 is at the plate now. Madison Frazier, the other senior for the Caravel Bucks, as that pitch scoots away from the catcher. And McDonough is going to take off and take second base. Mila McDonough is going to be the courtesy runner for Kaylee Arrowsmith this evening.
And I think if you're Concord, no matter what happens in this game, whether you put up a fight or not, you got to take something out of it. You got to know that, hey, you're still a 7-0. You're a great softball team. You may have come up against a juggernaut, as that one gets grounded up the middle. Great play by the second baseman. But then thrown away over to third, and the run will score. Questionable decision there.
Yeah, I think they had a chance at getting her if the throw was just dead on accurate. But that ball scoots away from the third baseman, Morgan Cook. So.
Yeah, that would have had to be a perfect throw, to your point, to get the runner at third. Instead, scoots away, and the run scores. They do get the out at first on a nice play up the middle.
That was number 8, Kat Watson, at second base. just a freshman for the Raiders. Made that nice play deep in that hole towards second. Nice throw over to first, but just couldn't get everything doubled up. 1-1 count now to Kenzie Hunter. One out here, bottom of the second inning. She fouls that off. Well, I'll tell you, their dugout takes a beating on the foul balls, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we already saw a chunk of the dugout go on a foul ball, hard foul ball in the first inning. Oh, wow. That's good.
Ball over the shortstop. Nice play for out number 2. Nice to see her come back and make that play after she bobbled the one in the previous inning.
Yeah, and Darryl with the nice play at first base. Keep her foot on the bag there. Get the second out.
It's going to bring Cheyenne Barker, center fielder, to the plate. She was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat.
Yeah, I was about to say it was like a phantom hit by pitch.
Yeah,
None of us realized it.
And it was quick. It was first pitch. Pitch is low for ball number 1. Myers set to deliver here. Ball in the dirt. Nice scoop there by the catcher to keep everything in front of her.
Sun has almost officially set here in center field. But the shadows are on the field as another walk issued by Myers.
Yeah. On 4 pitches. Cheyenne Barker makes her way to first base. And Callie Hudson is going to bat for Paisley Massey.
First pitch strike to Hudson. Takes a couple cuts outside the box. Steps back in.
She would be number 36 if we could see that jersey. She puts it in play. Little squibbler there towards second. Not in time for the speedy Hudson. And that ball, once it hit the dirt, you could see it kind of spinning funny, and that's just, credit to the spin on the pitch from the pitcher.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that ball hit the dirt and just kind of died. Kat Watson made a great play to try to get the runner out at first. Quick throw, got it out of her glove quick. But, yeah, that ball just died when it hit the dirt.
Play to short. She's going to take that long throw to first. And it was just offline.
Yeah, not quite sure why she didn't just go for the play at second there. She goes for the out at first, and then she ends up tossing it almost into the outfield. Scores another run to make it 13-0, and Concord just nothing going right for them right now. As Abigail Russell comes up to the plate and promptly hits one right up the middle past the second baseman. And Sarah Dawson fields it, gets it back in, but that'll be a single right up the middle on the first pitch swinging.
And that's going to score another run to make it 14-0 and move Richardson over to third. Looks like we're going to have another hitter enter here. And this is one thing that Caravel's always been good at, is using all of their roster. Going to have a courtesy runner come in for 38, Aubrey Lloyd come in and run for Russell. As Katie Panan steps in the box to face Myers.
Courtesy runner Aubrey Lloyd, another one of those.
And that ball is in low for ball number 1.
Another one of those 8th graders we spoke about as she takes second base on that low pitch. Man, just imagine the rest of the state looking at this young roster of Caravel thing, and we have to deal with this for another 4 years?
Pitch high for ball 2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. They came kind of early, but they have to do some damage control now as she fouls that pitch back for strike number 1. They had 2 quick outs, but haven't seemed to be able to seal the deal here defensively to get out of this inning. As Penand drives a shot out towards left field, that will go foul.
That's the second time she's done that today, almost in the exact same spot. She straightens one of those out. We're going to have a long home run.
2-2 now the count to Katie Penand as Lily Myers toes the rubber, set to pitch. She drives a hard shot past the third baseman. It is fair.
Just a hot shot there that third baseman could not handle. I believe that was Morgan Cook there on third base, but that had a lot of heat on it. Just blew right past her and can't get that last out.
Can't seem to seal that last out and make this inning come to an end. That moves Lloyd over to third. Penand at first.
And I believe there should have been didn't a run score there, Mike?
Run scored, yeah.
Yeah,
there
so
should be 15 now.
Yeah, 15 runs. I'm checking with our producer here. He says yes.
As Ava Daniels steps in, she's the designated player tonight. Takes that pitch for a strike.
Dribbler fouled on the third base line. Light wind starting to die down now as I'm looking at the flags in center field. Not as windy as when we first arrived.
Quick 0-2 count here. She fouls that back. Ava Daniels here, also just another one of these freshmen on the Buccaneer roster. And she's going to send that out to right center field for a single.
That's a long, loud single as Acarola got it in really quickly to hold her to just a single. But again, another run scores. That's going to be 16 runs.
Yeah, she scores Lloyd from third, moves Penand over to third. And we see Coach talking to the umpire, so there's probably another substitution. So now batting will be number 27, Keely Nunley, a junior, in replace of Kaylee Aerosmith.
Junior on this team is an elder statesman.
True story.
Yeah.
As she takes strike 1. And we have batted around here in this inning, and that ball's going to skip away. Runner's going to hold at third, but Daniels will make her way down to second base. 1-1 count. To Nunley. She fouls that pitch back.
And you notice not a lot of balls coming down this first base line. It's all down the third base line because they're so ahead of this pitching by Concord.
Yeah, and you can see them getting way up in the batter's box as close as they can. They're having a hard time waiting and letting that ball travel.
Yeah, and I think if you're Caravel now, they probably could have taken home on that play, but just for sportsmanship's sake, they're not going to do that.
Correct. 2-2 count here to Nunley as Myers delivers. And that is low for a ball. We go to full count. She fouls that pitch back. You know, we talk all the time how important pitching is in our game, and things kind of start and end in the circle, and that's been true here tonight. Raiders have struggled in the circle early, and that is certainly one of the things that has gotten this game to the point that it's at right now, as Nunnally draws the walk, which should bring Olivia Harris to the plate, but we'll see. And that's going to be Madison Frazier again. She batted this inning, as she comes in and puts a ball to right field.
First pitch swinging.
For a single.
Yeah, first pitch swinging again, right into right field. Acarola gets it in quickly again to hold it to a single, but another run scores. And now the bags are juiced, and it's 17-0. I mean, just the nightmare night continues, at least for Concord.
Yeah, she scored Katie Panand on that single. Kenzie Hunter now steps in. She walked in her first at-bat, grounded out to the shortstop. And that's a foul ball down the left field line.
Just foul. If that ball stayed fair, that was going to clear the bases most likely. And now here's our official flyover. This is the 302 Sports flyover. Yes.
Myers ready to deliver. Pitch is low for a ball. Got a 1-1 count.
Kira Pyle certainly having to work behind that plate today, as the pitches haven't exactly been right down the middle. She is again with a nice stop in the dirt.
2-1 count now to Hunter. Bases loaded, 2 outs here. Bottom of the second. But she's going to take that pitch for a strike. We'll even the count, 2-2.
And for the third straight batter, they're 1 out away from getting out of this inning, but once again, cannot do it.
And third baseman Morgan Cook takes the easy out right there at third base to finally get out of the bottom of the second inning.
Very nicely done there. I thought that was a foul ball, but nicely done. Get out of that inning there. And we will go to the third inning ourselves. Thanks for watching 302 Sports. We'll be right back.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life. Wraps, signs, banners, and promotions that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your
Welcome back to Caravel Academy here on Randy Johnson night for the Randy Johnson Field dedication. And right now, Caravel Academy just laying it on Concord High School, 17-0. As we're going to have a lot of changes for you here, basically wholesale changes, Shannon, in the outfield, or everywhere for Caravel Academy, and we'll get them to you
Yes.
as quickly as possible.
On a night where they don't have jerseys and numbers.
Thanks
a lot.
On a night when there's no jerseys or numbers, as you said earlier, you said in between innings, you said, oh, this is a perfect Randy Johnson night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wherever he's at, he's looking down because this is a typical Randy Johnson move right here. All right, we got 2 balls on the batter. Should be Samantha Hook at the plate for the Raiders. I am trying to get updates here on the new pitcher. When we get those, we will get that to you. But Aerosmith is done for the night. And we are at 3 balls, no strikes to Samantha Hook. As she takes a big cut there
Yeah, definitely had the green light.
for strike 1.
And if you're Concord, you want to make sure you still compete, get your cuts in, take what you can from this game.
And she's going to draw a walk.
First base runner for Concord, I believe, right?
Yes.
That is the first base runner, and
Going to bring number 12, Allison Durrell, to the plate.
Durrell, who started in right field, now playing first base.
All right, so we have Keely Nunley in the circle now to replace Kaylee Aerosmith as Durrell takes a cut for strike 1.
Nunley looks like she's ready to go out there. Quick and
Yeah.
efficient
I was
on
going
that
to say,
man.
she makes quick work of it in between pitches, doesn't she? Oh, attempted bunt. That's popped foul.
Yeah, she gets that ball, and she's not messing around. She's ready to go.
Aubrey Lloyd now steps in at first base. Kaylee Hudson at second base. Madison Frazier's out here in right field. Belle Mendez in center. Kayla Winley over there in left. Mila McDonough at short. Katie Panan stays in at third. Kenzie Hunter stays in behind the plate. That sets your new defense for Caravel. Got a 1-2 count here in Allison Durrell. Ball low, but Kenzie Hunter keeps it in front. Doesn't really have time for a throw. That's going to put Hook down to second base. Nunley set to pitch.
Ooh, that one must have been a little low, I guess.
Yeah, Durrell goes full count here. Top of the 3rd inning. As she drives one out towards left, but it is foul.
Almost the first hit of the game there for Concord, but that one just foul down the left field line.
Nice hard shot.
Wow.
Panan scoops it, looks the runner,
Wow.
and gets the throw off to first. What a great play there by Katie Panan.
Unbelievable on the hot corner tonight. And that's the second time she has taken a hot shot and made it look very easy. Katie Panan just.
And that is textbook, Craig. To field that, look that runner back, and then make the throw to first to hold the runner at second base. Absolutely textbook. Great job there by Katie Panan. Brings up Sarah Dawson as Nunley delivers ball number 1. Raiders finally with a runner in scoring position tonight. Single could score a run for them. Pitch gets called for a strike. 1-1 count. Tried to bunt that. It was a low pitch. Ball skips away from Hunter behind the plate. It's going to move Hook to third.
Runner on third without the courtesy of a hit.
She's going to put that in play to second base. They're going to get the out at first, but a run is going to come across the plate, so Concord is on the board.
Concord's on the board, 1 run, again, without a hit. So they score that run on a couple pass balls and initially on base by a walk, but a run is a run, and it will be 17-1 at this point in the third inning with 2 outs.
Going to bring Lily Myers to the plate, who took over the pitching duties. Nice play there by Kaylee Hudson at second. Myers was a strikeout victim in her first at-bat against Aerosmith. We'll see what Nunley can do here with her. It's a 1-1 count.
It's going to be strike 2 in there.
Takes that pitch.
Nunley very quick and efficient on that mound, as we said before. She throws hard, too.
Ground ball to Hudson again. And they make quick work of that for out number 3.
Yeah, just beautifully done there by Hudson. And again, quick work. But Concord does get 1, and it is 17-1 as we go to the bottom of the third inning.
And now the fun part will be getting the batting order correct for all these changes and substitutions for Caravel. Try to make sure we have all that accurate for you for the bottom of the third.
Welcome back to Caravel Academy here on Randy Johnson Night. As right now, Caravel just laying it on Concord. It is 17-1. Now, take into mind there is a mercy rule. I had a few texts asking about that. There is a mercy rule. I believe it's 20 runs after 4, 15 runs after 5. So Caravel is coming up on that mercy rule here. I had a couple people ask, and that is the rule there. 20 after 4, 15 after 5. Right now it is 17-1. That's going to be ball 2 as it hits the dirt. We got some events coming up, I believe, this Saturday. We'll be doing Dover and St. George's at Frawley Stadium. That'll be a fun one. Mike and I will both be there for that one. And also the 28th, Salesianum and Cape Henlopen at Cape. That is lacrosse. That is my wheelhouse there. I will certainly be excited for that one to bring you guys our first lacrosse game of the season. And right now, pitching for Concord is number 5, Sarah Dawson.
And she is thrown to Kayla Winley. She's got a full count now at the plate. And she draws the walk.
Once again, Caravel starts with a runner on base.
It's going to bring Callie Hudson to the plate.
Hudson's had a great day at second base, fielding defensively.
Strike one to her. Ball skips away from the catcher. So Windley's going to take second base.
Once again, control problems for the pitching of Concord. Has had Kira Pyle working behind that plate all night. I think she's going to be sore tomorrow, diving all around.
Absolutely. She has had her work cut out for her, for sure. And that is just off the glove of the third baseman, who turns and tries to make the play at third, and she gets Winley trying to move up 60 feet.
Very interesting play as she kind of snuck behind her there.
Yeah, as shortstop snuck in and covered that up. So she knocked it down with her glove. Nice job there by Morgan Cook.
Yeah, she fielded it right when the runner was right behind her. She had a decision to make, try to make the throw to first or try to go to third, and she made that kind of weird, awkward throw to third, but she got her.
Yeah.
Great play.
As Mila McDonough steps to the plate. And she has ball one. Aubrey Lloyd on deck for the Bucks. Got a 1-1 count now on a called strike to McDonough. We see Lily Myers now over at first base for the Raiders. Got a ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, it's a nice off-speed pitch there. I thought she had that. I thought she dropped it in there, but a little high.
Yep, evens it up at 2-2. And that's going to be up high in the zone. Full count to McDonough as well. As that ball just scoots through the feet of Mullenix at shortstop.
Mullenix just couldn't handle that. Looked like a routine play and just went through the wickets. Now Aubrey Lloyd up to bat.
She fouls that off towards the home dugout. One out here, bottom of the third. Tried to change the speed, just couldn't get it in for the strike. They throw all the way down to second.
Watson will walk that in.
Ball's in the dirt for ball 2. Runners are going to move up. 2 in scoring position now for the Bucks.
Yeah, strong throw there by Pyle. Down to third.
Lloyd sends a ball out to center field. 1 runs in. Myers moves to the circle from first base to cut it off.
Station to station, and now it's 18-1. Runners still on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Caravel.
Mia Rojas now stepping to the plate. Number 21. She pops that up. Think that's going to go out of play, and it does.
And now the first base dugout finally takes a hit. If you joined us for our broadcast the other night, it was the bus that was taking the foul balls. The bus driver was quite all right with it.
That was a nice changeup that Dawson just dropped in there for a strike to Rojas. Comes back with a pitch high in the zone. Trying to get her to chase. She does not. Going to a 2-2 count. Oh, and she lets that get away from her a little bit. It's going to move Aubrey Lloyd to second base. Got a full count on Rojas. And that's going to be up in the zone. She's going to walk her. So we got bases loaded here. Looks like Ava Daniels walking to the plate. She's been the designated player tonight. She takes ball 1.
It is 18-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Caravel Academy.
Ava's 1 for 3 so far tonight. Takes a called strike.
Starting to feel that chill come in a little bit more, I mean.
High and outside. Ball 2.
Shannon, if you're Concord, what do you do here? What do you take from a game like this where you're 7-0, you're coming in, but you're taking a beating?
Well, you know, they've made some just simple mistakes, right? There's been balls that have scooted through their feet. They've had balls that they just didn't quite get to that have been fly balls that could have been out. So I think some of it is just, you know, those mental mistakes that lead to physical mistakes, right? There's always the Caravel mystique that kind of comes with playing here. They know they're here on a big night. They had to wait to play because of the ceremony that was pregame. So there are some things that play into that a little bit. But I think you just have to, you know, lessons learned, right? This is a test that they hadn't seen before so far this season. They played a good Appoquinimink team. They played a good DME team, but some of the other teams not quite up to par probably. Certainly no one up to the level of Caravel. So this is really their first test, and I think you just have to take some of the lessons, you know. Did they really hunt their pitches at the plate? Were they really ready to see that speed from and that movement from Aerosmith? You know, just some mental mistakes I think that have happened that led to physical mistakes, and certainly that does happen on a night like tonight. And you come into a place like this, and as you look around the outfield, you see all the state championship banners, and that can be intimidating for some teams. So you know, there's certainly a conversation, but as long as you learn something and take something away from, that's a nice play there by Mullenix at short to make up for some of the errors she's had this evening to get the runner out at second base. So I think there's something to be said for that. You know, you find those moments that you can learn from, and you have to focus on the things that you did do well tonight, and you have to move on. You know, you have to have a short memory, and this is just one game, and they did come in here undefeated, and so you don't play well tonight, and that's just part of it. You're playing an exceptional team, and you don't play well, and that's what happens, right? Things get lopsided. So I think for their coaching staff, they just have to find the positives, certainly, and then you have to learn the lessons. And as long as you do that, it's not a loss.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, iron sharpens iron, and they'll learn something from this by playing a team of this caliber. So I completely agree with that. And speaking of a special night, you did a great job on the ceremony, the pregame ceremony. For those of you who tuned in for the pregame ceremony, Shannon did a wonderful job. You can watch that on YouTube or 302sports.com.
Thank you. I've known Randy Johnson a long time, since I was playing college ball myself. So, dear friend of mine all these years, and so it was certainly a pleasure to do it and to be involved, and to be here to honor him tonight was certainly special.
It was a very nice ceremony.
All right, we got a 1-1 count on the hitter now. Ball high in the zone.
It is 20-1 with runners on the corners.
Nice little off-speed pitch there, and that's going to stay foul. Nice hustle there by both players. Second baseman Cat Watson and right fielder here, Allison Durrell.
Yeah.
Both made chase after that.
Allison Darrell, she's made some good defensive plays tonight. She's been in a couple spots on the field.
I was just going to say, they've all had to play a couple positions. And that's going to just skip away from Mullinex at short. Another run's going to come in.
Mullinex just having a tough time there at short. Just some basic routine plays that she's booted. And, they're going station to station, but it is 21-1 now. That is a 20-run lead for the Bucks.
Kelsey Passwater's now at the plate for the Bucks. She's a junior. Dawson had a little pop on that pitch, just up in the zone.
Yeah, you could hear that mitt pop from here.
She floats that changeup in, and it's beautiful, and it just finds the zone. She's done that several times tonight. It's a beautiful pitch. Catches those hitters off guard, keeps them off balance.
Yeah, we're all the way out here in right field, and you could see the movement on that from right field. Beautiful pitch.
And she's freezing the hitters with it.
Yeah, you can see the knees buckle when she throws it.
Big cut there by Passwaters. Full count here, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Third base coach Keith Holdsworth giving them the sign. They're moving on anything. And he calls that strike 3. So that will end the inning here. We'll go to the top of the 4th.
Yeah, we're going to go to the top.
I think I've always known he was going to do something like this. He did not want to do active duty because he wants to do college first. I think that was the biggest thing for him, instead of waiting and then doing college after.
One of the differences I noticed when he came back from basic training, he was more organized in how he's going about things a little bit. I know he commented that a lot of things his classmates would do that it didn't bother him before, but now he realizes, because he's been outside of high school, I think maybe he's a little more responsible.
He's thinking about his future a lot more. He talks about it and the different possibilities. And he mentioned the ROTC program as well. And he said, I could graduate as an officer. And so I was kind of excited when he mentioned that he could do that as well.
I would just tell people, if their son or daughter was considering the National Guard, that I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's something that can really help somebody grow. And at the same time, you're serving your country, which is a great thing too. So I think it's a good opportunity.
I think I've always known he was going to do something like this. He did not want to do active duty because he wants to do college first. I think that was the biggest thing for him, instead of waiting and then doing college after.
One of the differences I noticed when he came back from basic training, he was more organized in how he's going about things a little bit. I know he commented that a lot of things his classmates would do that it didn't bother him before, but now he realizes, because he's been outside of high school, I think maybe he's a little more responsible.
He's thinking about his future a lot more. He talks about it and the different possibilities, and he mentioned the ROTC program.
All right, welcome back here to Randy Johnson Field as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Lily Acarola at the plate for the Raiders, facing Keely Nunley in the circle now for the Bucks. Second inning she's been working in the circle.
Starts with some high heat there.
Got a 2-0 count. Stays high for ball 3.
Throwing hard, but throwing high right now.
Yep. Gets that pitch in there for a called strike.
Batter taking all the way there.
And we've seen a couple have a green light with the 3-ball count tonight, but
Oh, yeah.
not there.
Good pitch.
Yep, she goes down looking for out number 1.
That is actually strike 2. Strike 2.
Oh, strike 2. Got ahead of myself.
It's all right with that scorebook you're keeping over there. That's the most intense, crazy scorebook I've seen with all the substitutions, changes, courtesy runners, pitching. You got your work cut out for you over there.
All right. So she's on with a walk. Tried to sit you down early, Lily. Sorry about that. Worked yourself a walk. Got Morgan Cook at the plate. She's been the third baseman, had a nice play last inning. Able to flip it over to the shortstop, get the runner going third. She grounded out to third base. Penan's had a heck of a night for Caravel at third base.
Early
on.
I was going to say early candidate. I would say early, but I guess we're halfway through now. But candidate for player of the game for sure. Just, if nothing else, her defensive prowess.
Absolutely.
But she's also been great on offense.
Got a 1-1 count now to Cook. Keely Nunley making quick work of things here in the circle. She really doesn't waste any time between her pitches.
Now she reminds me of Cliff Lee from the Phillies. He used to work so fast.
Ball skips away. Runner's going to move up 60 feet, take second base.
Now the sun is down, the moon is up, and we are under the lights fully officially here. Caravel. Beautiful field here.
Beautiful complex here, too, as that ball gets drilled hard in the dirt. Nice scoop at second. Not going to be able to make the throw in time.
Not going to be able to make the throw in time, but heck of a play anyway.
Yeah, I think that's Kaylee Hudson still playing second base.
I believe you're correct. Now Mullenix has had some trouble in the field batting for the Raiders.
Pitch is high.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that is their first hit of the game, Concords.
Correct.
There we go. And now that would be their second.
Second.
This one has reached the outfield.
Mullenix delivers to left field. Plates Acarola for their second run of the night.
And now that'll make it 21-2. 2 on. Nobody out.
Second baseman, Kat Watson at the plate now. She takes a ball.
meeting at the mound. Yeah, not sure how necessary meeting at the mound is when you're up by 20 runs, but I am merely the announcer.
Got a lot of young kids on the field, so they're using this as a learning experience as well.
Yeah, they're gonna play the game to the end of the game.
Pitch is low for a ball. 2-0 to Cat Watson.
We also want to thank Mike Lang, Nick Halliday here. Nick's on the camera, Mike producing.
3-0 now to Watson. Got runners at first and second. And she was ready to head to first base before he called that strike on her.
Yeah, she seemed confident that that ball was out, but strike zone's been expanded a little bit here as the innings have gone on. Ooh.
Sends that out here to right field. Handled. Hits the cut.
They are very excited
I
for
was
that
going
out.
to say that Caravel dugout is cheering. They're excited.
As you can see, Nick Halliday getting us a little view of it. But, yeah, they were very excited for that out. Something we might have to ask about later. What the deal with that was.
First out of the inning there. Brings Kara Pyle, catcher for Concord, to the plate.
She's definitely had her hands full tonight, working behind the plate.
Got runners at the corners. Ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nunley set to deliver. It's a nice pitch there. Gets fouled off. We were joking about the internet. If I had better internet, I could keep up with the changes on Game Changer, but no such luck. That one gets away from her. A little bit high, going to even it up at 2-2.
Yeah, internet's a little spotty here. I'll tell you what, even when I lived in this area, in the Middletown area, the internet was spotty, no matter where you were.
Ball gets up in the air.
Ooh.
Oh, just off the edge of her glove, it looks like, here in right field. And can't make the force at second either. That was Mila McDonough at shortstop, trying to take that and get a force out at second base. Madison Frazier is in right field here. So that's who they were cheering for. That ball just tips off her glove.
Yeah, it looked like she had it, but it had a lot of topspin, dropping really quickly. She just couldn't get it. And then she almost threw out the runner going to second since she was close in. She wasn't too far from the infield. Almost was able to throw out the runner who had to freeze at first base thinking she caught the ball.
Samantha Hook steps to the plate, takes a big cut through that for strike 1.
Now it is 21-3. It's a football score.
Nice pitch there. Grounded to McDonough. Throw is high at first base, which pulls the first baseman Aubrey Lloyd, off the bag. So she will be safe at first, and another run comes in.
She sails it at first, and it's 21-4. And just like that, Concord's putting together a nice little inning and swinging at the first pitch now to the shortstop. Great play, but she beats it out. She's going to be safe at first base. And another run will score for Concord, making it 21-5. And to your point about playing hard and learning things, taking things from a game with a superior opponent, they're doing that right now, putting together an inning, showing that they can play with these guys in certain cases.
Yeah, and again, there's a saying, just keep playing, right? The game is not over till it's over.
Yes.
So you got to get in. You got to take your hacks at the plate, see what you can make happen. The more you put the ball in play, the more chaos you create for a defense.
Yeah.
Things will happen. Got a lot of young players on the field. Some of these kids haven't seen a lot of playing time so far. That's why you're seeing things happen.
Yeah, Concord's still up, still cheering. They're playing this game all the way through.
So quick work there for a strikeout. Two outs now as Lily Myers steps to the plate. She takes strike one.
Nice off-speed pitch there.
She's done a little bit of pitching tonight. She's played some first base tonight. She's moved all over the place for the Raiders. That pitch is in for a ball. 1-1 count. Raiders have put 4 runs across the board this inning. As Nunley puts that in the dirt, skips away from Hunter. Runner's going to advance. Now you got him at second and third, both in scoring position. 2-1 count here to Myers. She puts that in play, but right down the line to the first baseman, Aubrey Lloyd, who takes that unassisted for the third out.
Yeah, right there to Lloyd, steps on the bag. And it is 21-5 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to stay with you here. And Mike Lang telling me that we will be at Frawley Stadium this Thursday for Salesianum and Newark Charter. Jason Winchell and myself will be calling that game. We'll have Mike and Nick there as well. That'll be a fun game. Looking forward to that one. And then once again, I said on the 28th, Salesianum visits Cape Henlopen in La Crosse. So those are both Salesianum games. We have one this Thursday, baseball at Frawley Stadium with Newark Charter. And Dover St. George's as well on Saturday, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. That'll also baseball, of course, at Frawley Stadium, and then hopefully La Crosse on the 28th at Cape Henlopen. Be traveling for that one.
You can be anywhere this state in an hour and a half. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, when I was married, I had a house about a block from Cape Henlopen, but now my mother lives across the street. So no matter what, I have a place.
There you go.
I had a place to stay. I don't think
There
I'm going to
you
knock
go.
on my ex-wife's door though. I think I'm going to. I'll just go
I
to
don't
my
advise
mother's
that.
house. I'll just go to my mother's house. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go see Benny.
Go see Benny.
He's in Lewis too.
Absolutely, and we, of course, we wish Benny a speedy recovery. He's had some health setbacks recently, but
Absolutely.
we wish the best for him.
All right, pitch one there is high for a ball. Yeah, Sally's Cape Lacrosse doesn't get better than that, does it?
No, I mean, seems like they're destined to play each other in the finals every
Always.
single year.
Yep, always.
And Nick Alessandrini and myself have got to call about 3 or 4 great Sally's Cape championship games together.
I've called a couple of those myself.
Yeah, those. Oh yeah, you called it this previous
Yes,
year. Yes, I
yes.
actually, I was not there this previous year, but yes, those games are always great. Look forward to our first lacrosse game of the year. We will bring that to you next week at Cape Henlopen High School.
Kayla Winley at the plate now for the Bucks. 2-2 count. Gonna go full count. That pitch was high. Fouls that back. Stay full count. I think there's 30 players on the roster. I think they've used them all tonight.
Actually, not only have they used all the players, some fans have gotten on and played. I think Mike Lang went down and played third base.
If they were going to do that, I would have put a uniform on and
Yeah,
played again tonight.
Right? Go back to old. We all want to do that,
Sure,
though, right? We all want to go back to
absolutely.
high school and play sports again.
Why not?
Those are the best years.
All right, so Winley Zahn's going to bring Kaylee Hudson to the plate. Nice hard ground ball. They get the lead runner at second. Nice play there by Mullenix to Kat Watson.
Actually, it looks
Oh,
like
nope, they've switched.
They switched. They flip-flopped. Even Concord's trying to switch things up on us.
You know what? Not a bad idea by Coach Wasselin, actually, as Mullenix has struggled a little bit at short. So not a bad idea to just switch those middle infielders. So correction, it was Watson to Mullenix.
And right away, it pays dividends as Watson makes a great play. And Mullenix almost thought about trying to turn two on that. But, yeah, right away pays dividends as she gets the out at short.
Game changer hasn't caught up with that change yet as I'm looking here. So Mila McDonough at the plate now for Caravel with a 1-1 count. One out here, bottom of the fourth, as she sends a nice drive to center field.
Just a nice piece of hitting there, going down and getting that one. That was one of those pitches we talked about before, the off-speed diving pitch. But she stayed behind that one, didn't get ahead of it, launched it right into center field.
Yeah, sometimes they take that low pitch, and it's almost like a little bit of a golf swing, and they're able to chip it and just get it through the infield and clear the infield with it, drop it in front of those outfielders.
Yeah, that was like a 9-iron right over the second baseman's head into the outfield.
That is one sport I don't play, so not a golfer. So they're going to bring in another new hitter for Caravel, Aubrey Martin, to the plate now. I guess we were wrong. They haven't used the whole lineup yet. You know, credit to Caravel again. This is Randy Johnson style softball. This is credit to the program they have here. They do not list a JV roster. They roster all of their athletes on the varsity roster just for this reason. You know, they have the opportunity to use them, and they do. And it's another reason why we say they're young, as that ball gets shot right through the second baseman, Mullenix. It finds you wherever you go tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And poor kid. And comes out to the outfield.
Yeah, they move her to second base. And, the first one went to Watson, but then, of course, it kept going to shortstop. Now she's at second base, and it comes right to her.
Finds her there, yeah.
And into the outfield, and we have a 22-5 score. But to your point about Caravel's team and roster, that just shows you why they are who they are and why they are so successful. It's a methodology. It's a way they do things, and Randy Johnson was a big part of that.
Yeah, Mia Rojas at the plate right now for the Bucks with a 2-0 count. Yeah, and, it's something to have the varsity level experience. Some of these kids are in 8th grade. It's a nice change up there. She tried to land that for a strike just a little bit short. But it's something that not all schools have, obviously. They're in this situation. Not everybody gets 8th graders, and it's just varsity experience as an 8th grader is immeasurable when you start talking about grooming them and having them ready to play at the next level and be able to carry that on throughout their high school years. So it is just a credit to what's been built here and what will live on.
Yeah, you have all these freshmen and 8th graders playing at a very high level, and they're going to be doing that for the next couple years, and they'll be every year a force to contend with in softball, putting up many more banners, I assume.
Saw Coach Tony Peterson come out of the dugout. Brings Ava Daniels to the plate. Bases are loaded. You've got Rojas at first, Martin at second, McDonough at third. One out here, bottom of the fourth. Strike to Daniels. Strike 2 called to Daniels.
There's that changeup she throws. It's got nice downward movement on it.
She's watched several strikes go by tonight. She had that third strike called on her on a check swing at one point. And again, they called that check swing on her. Yep.
Right on cue. Another check swing strikeout there.
2 down now here, bottom of the fourth.
Is 22-5 with the bases loaded. First pitch fouled back.
Ella Austin now at the plate, and she's out.
Oh. What did I miss there? Oh, okay.
Has 3 locations, all conveniently located on Route 1 in Lewis, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island. Matt's serves fresh seafood, coastal classics, and Sussex County comfort food. With an array of camp cocktails, craft ales, and a carefully selected wine list, there's something for everyone on the menu. Matt's is the place you can bring your family for dinner, grab lunch during the week, or hang with friends at happy hour. Each location offers unique outdoor dining and a raw bar featuring fresh, local oysters. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop into Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Bethany, or Fenwick. Matt's Fish
Welcome back to Caravel Academy as we go to the 5th inning with a score of 22-5. End of the last inning was a courtesy out, for those of you wondering, as we were questioning what happened there. But the game will now go into the 5th inning. Top of the 5th inning as it chills down here in Bear, Delaware.
That it is. Again, spring sports. Goodness gracious.
Right. I remember one of the coldest games I ever played in any sport was an early season lacrosse game against Concord High School, actually. And I remember, oh, man, even with my cold gear on and all that Under Armour on, I was shivering so badly on the field. It was pouring down rain. And I was like, this is the spring? This is April? That was, yeah. Still remember that game in my bones.
Kayla St. John at the plate. She's been in the flex position tonight for the Raiders, but will bat now here in the top of the 5th. Oh, I know. I've coached this game, played this game a long time. It's been May 1st sometimes. You're in every layer of cold gear you own, and you're still shivering.
Unreal.
It's crazy. 2 balls here to St. John.
Yeah, I mean, look at us here. It's down in the 40s, and just 2 days ago was 88 degrees.
I know. Swing of 40, 50 degrees is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
There we go. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Good pitch there.
Goes after that, fouls it back. Got a full count now. Fouls that off.
There was a very nice crowd here. Start the game, it has dwindled down as the score has gotten a little more out of hand, but it was a wonderful crowd here today. And that one is caught for the second out.
That
by
is
the third baseman.
handled by Mia Rojas at third now, and we have Ella Austin in the circle for the Bucks.
Ella Austin with quick out.
Big swing there by Clara Moe, new hitter for the Raiders. She skies one over on the foul territory past third base.
Almost hitting the John Deere over there.
Yeah, that is definitely not the place you want to park when you come to
No.
Caravel. Is on that row over there. Those people have dents when they leave.
They must either have great insurance or just a death wish for their car, because you park there between the baseball and softball field.
Yeah, that is definitely not the place to park when you come here. Got a 1-2 count here to Clara Moe. Ella Austin in the circle. That's low for a ball.
It's a close pitch there. You think the strike zone would have been expanded a little bit at this point, but Ella Austin throwing some heat.
Ground ball foul past the third base. Set to deliver. 2-2 count. Pops that up.
Lost that one. It was straight up and then started to go a little bit behind her. She had to back up, and I think with the mask still on, lost track of it.
Still 2-2. In the dirt there for another ball. We'll go full count.
Count runs full for the second straight batter. Here's Ella Austin. Her style is a little lower. She doesn't pitch up in the zone as much, and there they're going to call that one a ball, and that will be ball 4.
Yeah. Clara Moe going to work a walk.
Clara Moe takes her base.
Yeah, quality at bat for her. Saw quite a few pitches there, able to foul some things off. Ella Austin in the circle, just an 8th grader.
Wow.
Ground ball to Rojas at third, and it is called foul.
A bit of a late foul call, but and we'll do that again.
Top of the 5th inning here. And almost the same placement. Tracked down by McDonough at shortstop in the gap. No play on that, so we'll get runners at first and second base now for the Raiders. Kat Watson now at the plate. Takes that first pitch low for a ball. Chase is low for a strike. Got jammed up there, fouled that pitch back. Two strikes now to Watson. Claire Moe over there at second base. First time we've seen her tonight. Popped up right to the shortstop. Barely had to step. is McDonough for out number 2. That'll bring catcher Kira Pyle to the plate.
And if Caravel is able to get this out, it will be the final out of the game, as the 15-run mercy rule will be enforced. For those of you still with us.
Big cut through that pitch for strike 1. Got a 1-1 count.
Great experience here for Austin. 8th grader. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about that. I can't imagine playing varsity sports at 8th grade. I feel like I was still learning to play lacrosse in 8th grade.
Great experience all the way around. There's a lot of young kids on the field for both teams, actually, as that ball gets skied out here to right field and caught by Madison Frazier.
Yes, and I believe that will end the ball game here. Final score, 22-5. Caravel wins this game at Randy Johnson Field on Randy Johnson Field dedication night. A wonderful night for Caravel as they finish this game 22-5. And are we unanimous on our player of the game?
I think we are. Player of the game tonight's going to be Caravel's third baseman, Katie Penand. Had a stellar night defensively, so we'll grab her for a quick interview and talk to her about that. Not too bad at the plate either, 2 for 3, scored 3 runs, and we'll talk to senior Leah Richardson as well.
Yeah, we'll see if we can grab them, and we will be right back here on the 302 Sports Network.
From Fenwick Island to Middletown, Surf Bagel is your go-to spot for fresh baked bagels and good vibes. We're open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., serving up breakfast and lunch favorites like our specialty wraps, made-to-order salads, tasty smoothies, and locally roasted coffee. Be sure to check out our iconic merch. The perfect way to wear the beach life